Big time. You got that now, Scott? Okay, if you were Congressman-elect, Bruce Westerman, and you were heading to Washington, and you heard the president say this, and you could sit down with him, what would you say to him?
Those Americans oppose it, believing it will produce damaging results. 52% believe the law will raise their health care costs. Is everybody wrong?
Yes, they are. I mean, let's look at the facts. Already the Affordable Care Act is providing health insurance to young people who didn't have it before because they can stay on their parents' plan. Already seniors are getting billions of dollars in discounts on their prescription drugs. Already there are no lifetime limits if you already have health insurance, so you don't find yourself without care because of some fine print. Already insurance companies are rebating money back to folks because the law requires insurance companies to make sure that they spend the money on health care.
Some rates are rising in some places.
Well, look, what we've seen is that the lowest increase in health care costs in 50 years over the last several years. So there is no evidence at all that this is somehow making health care more expensive. There is a lot of evidence that it's helping to make it cheaper. And on October 1st, everybody who's watching who does not have health insurance is going to be able to go on healthcare.gov and take a look at the plans that are now going to be available. Cheap, high quality health care that you can't, that insurance companies will not be able to prevent you from getting because in fact, even if you have a pre-existing condition, you're going to be eligible. And
there's the president. He's selling it. Of course, it's not like they get to go on. They have to go on, and they have to buy something.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you asked me how I would respond.
What would you say?
I would probably say, Mr. President, why don't we leave this 10-mile by 10-mile swampland that's got a lot of marble in it and go down to the 4th District of Arkansas, and you show me these people whose health care costs have gone down because of the Affordable Care Act. I would really like to meet them because so far I've met 0 of them.
Yeah, I'm with you, Bruce. Everything that I've heard is that health care costs are going up, and don't give me that crap, Mr. President, that health care costs are lower now than they have been in 50 years. That's pure BS. I can't. The man was called on Pinocchios yesterday by the Washington Post. Today, he should be told not only he's got a Pinocchio nose, but he should be burned at the stake. He's lying. I mean, I know that people say ingenuous answer, or he misspoke him. No, he lied.
Well, he said it backwards. He said he meant it. What he meant to say was high cost, low quality health care, basically.
Okay. But I mean,
and I like the way you kind of ease into it and easier around the edges on your opinions there, Dave. But, I think you've stated it pretty succinctly what's going on here. I just don't see it. Like I said, I've not talked to anybody that said their health care costs are going down.
Okay, so if you're elected, will you be like Ted Cruz, who's a senator, and do everything that you can to cut off its head, put a stake in its heart, drive it out into the sun, stuff its mouth full of garlic, and destroy Obamacare?
Well, I see Obamacare using some healthcare lingo. It's like a cancer on our country right now. We need healing. We need to get this tumor out of there. We need to repeal it. And I think it's holding our economy back. It's one of the main things holding our economy back. And until we take care of that, I don't think we even need to be talking about other ways we can stimulate or grow the economy. We need to get rid of overburdensome regulation, and this is the epitome of overburdensome regulation and government intrusion on private business and private lives.
Does it blow you away that the president says that 64% of Americans are just wrong?
Yeah.
It's not surprising anymore.
Well, actually, nothing he says blows me away anymore.
Oh, okay. You're not surprised by anything?
I'm not surprised by anything that he says anymore, or any actions that he seems to take.
All right. Scott, will we have any time with Bruce when we come back? Or we will. Okay, I got to get a break in. Let me remind
Bob Steele and First News, weekday mornings 5:30 to 9, only on KARN, News Radio 102.9 FM.
3:55, Dave Elswick Show, KARN. In the studio with us, the majority leader of the State House, and that is Bruce Westerman. He is seeking the Republican nomination to run for Congress in District 4. And we've been lucky enough today to have both of the candidates on, and Bruce came in and joined us today. What are some things you want people to remember, Bruce, as they start contemplating? Because right now it's a little early, but they're going to start putting this thing together in their mind, who they're going to vote for.
Yeah, and I think what I want people to remember about me is I have a record. I have stood firmly against Obamacare and the implementation of Obamacare in Arkansas. I've stood firmly against tax increases, fee increases. I've worked to reform the system in Medicaid and other areas to reduce regulations. Government doesn't create jobs. Government can get out of the way and let the private sector create jobs. And that's my philosophy. We need to grow our economy by shrinking our government. And I don't think you can grow your government while the economy's in the tank and ever get your economy back on the right track.
Okay. So you think you've got the background that would let you walk into Congress and try to just do on a larger level what you've been doing here in Arkansas? Yeah,
exactly. And I'm not intimidated by Governor Beebe or Barack Obama or whoever it is. And I think we need courageous leadership, people who will go in and stick to what's right and do what the people elected them to do. And I hope I've exhibited that strength. I hope I've exhibited that I'll take a proactive stand and stand up for what's right. And I'll work together with others, but I won't let them continue moving the ball inches down the field, and we've given up yards and first downs now because we've just continually let them inch away, and it's time we start moving the ball back the other direction.
I got 1 minute left here because I got traffic coming up in just a moment. Let me take you back about 2 weeks, and Syria was a very hot topic. It still is a topic people should be paying attention to, but Obamacare now is coming to fruition, and people are starting to turn their attention to higher premiums and what the hell am I going to do kind of thing about this new health care law. If you had been congressman at that time, would you have voted against the president about military action in Syria?
Yes, I would, even with what I know now. And I know if I were a congressman, I would be privileged to a lot more information. But President Obama, I think his true colors are showing more and more. I don't know how worse you could have handled the situation that he's handled the Syrian situation. And we didn't even talk much about Benghazi because of what was going on in Syria, which was another epic foreign policy failure with Barack Obama. Somebody has used chemical weapons on innocent people, which is horrible, but we don't even know who the good guys and the bad guys are over there. And I don't think we need to be committing more troops or more of our military. We could do some things diplomatically, but it looks like the Russians have stepped in and taken over that position too, and outmaneuvered the president. Majority
Leader Bruce Westerman, thanks so much for being here on the Dave Elswick Show. I got to get to traffic. Wish you could stay longer. The Dave Elswick Show, KARN. Here's your first traffic. And of course,